Welcome to your practice. My intention for today is to offer a shorter practice time with some kind of felt experiences, not so much kind of a long yoga practice, but more an embodiment practice that has emphasis on vagal toning and an experience of presence with yourself in what I will invite as a very effortless manner, in a way that allows you to really just be. And there's no goal to achieve. We're not trying to perfect anything in this. We're not even trying to hack the nervous system or make something happen, but really a chance just to tune into what is your interior and what that's calling from you. So when I'm practicing with you here in my home, I'm really kind of calling in a quality of comfort and ease that you get to enjoy this from your own home, from your own kind of sacred, safe, soft environment. Even the quality of wearing some clothing or bringing in a blanket, that it just creates a quality of softness for the entirety of this practice. So I'd like to start in with a short poem, a Zen poem by Ryokan. And this poem says, like the little stream, making its way through the mossy crevices, I too quietly turn clear and transparent. I'm going to read it again and invite you to receive the words, to soften, to let this even kind of wash over you like that stream, so that there is a quality of this practice is that little stream, right? Releasing any of the gunk that we collect in life, right? Any of the stuff that we gather that stands between us and our own clarity, and releasing that effortlessly. Like the little stream making its way through the mossy crevices, I too quietly turn clear and transparent. So, with that said, take a moment and just allow yourself to arrive a little bit more fully. What is it that you are bringing with you into this short practice? What are you aware of from your day up until this point? Maybe what you have ahead of you, knowing that you've created this opportunity to pause, to be present with yourself, noticing your mind, the quality of your thoughts without judgment, just being present, your emotions. What are they here to teach you? Noticing your physical sensations, any areas of tension or tightness, what your body might be needing from you or wanting you to know. Noticing your breath. And noticing the quality of energy that you're experiencing right now. And with that information, perhaps setting an intention, what you would like to get out of this time that we have together. Lovely. And then an opportunity to rub your palms. And then taking your hands just to sweep them over your face in any way that feels most natural. So maybe over your hairline, maybe your fingers running through your hair can feel good. Maybe from your bridge of your nose out towards your temples, across your eyebrows and forehead, perhaps across your cheekbones. Maybe the kind of upper jawline from your nostrils out towards your ears, across the lower jaw. I personally love to take a moment to roll out through the earlobes, in or rolling your earlobes in as well. And then maybe even placing your fingers just inside of the ears and dragging them down just a little bit. You can perhaps feel that as an invitation to release your jaw. And you can facilitate a little bit more jaw release, taking your fingertips over the jaw, little circles in one way and the other way, just in front of the ears. Maybe behind the ears, a little bit of massage. And then that effortless quality, that gentle touch across the front of the throat, down each arm. Maybe across the low back, the belly, and perhaps down each leg to your feet. Right, so all of this just gets to be honoring of your body and doing what feels right and letting go what doesn't. Perhaps taking palm over your heart, and even a few circles here, just allowing yourself to feel connected to your heart center and moving some of the connection right over your sternum. Lovely. And I'll invite you to just rest your hands down for a moment. Connecting back to breath, this time with an added guided breath practice. So Ujjayi pranayam, and we'll start in with ha kara breathing. It's a ha sound breath. And these two breaths are very connected. The Ujjayi is the same breath, just in and out through the nose, but sometimes it's helpful to feel the waking up the whisper muscles in the throat. Even you can place your hand and feel the warmth on your palm as if you were fogging up a mirror. One more like that, just a nice low. And perhaps taking that same feeling, that same quality of the breath in and out through the nose. And can you soften the effort here? Can you generate a sense that your eyes can move between perhaps being very focused? We call this in yoga drishti, focused on one point. And then allow your peripheral vision to take over. So it's as if you've just panoramically broadened your visual field to experience that widened visual perceptual state. While you might not be able to see your shoulders in view, and certainly not the wall behind you, but it's as if you've kind of cultivated a 360-degree visual stance. And you might draw your vision back to that one point, perhaps 2, 3 feet on the floor in front of you, allowing your eyes to focus inward. Focus on that one point. You might even take that focus towards the tip of your nose. And then going back to that broadened visual, expansive plane of awareness. Lovely. Well done. Well done. And from here, I'm going to invite a deepening into that felt experience of we call it the whisper muscles of the throat. We're going to vibrate them a little bit with a humming. And in traditional Brahmari pranayama or honeybee breath, perhaps this invitation to kind of close off the external senses. So always up to you. You can place your thumbs in your ears this time, and maybe your palms over your eyes. And then for just a few breaths, creating a humming sound. You can choose your own kind of tone of that, whether you want a higher vibration or lower, and allowing yourself to feel the vibration of the humming in your body. Mm. 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 And when you feel complete, releasing your hands down and sensing the interior landscape and response to the touch practice, the breath practice, to the humming, that vibration, to the focal points of the eyes, so that your body gives you feedback of what's changing, even in this short period of time. And from here, I'm going to shift back onto my mat. We'll do just a little bit of movement today. Just again, with that effortless quality, that effortless quality. So an invitation here to find some gentle movements of your spine and allowing yourself just to move very loosely, very fluidly back and forth. Maybe you add in that Ujjayi pranayama, eyes can be open or closed. You might even continue with the humming if that feels right. Mm. And you can keep your hands on your knees, or personally, I really love this robin's breath, hands to shoulders, opening elbows, lifting chin. And exhale. So, with this intention of effortlessness, seeing if the movement can feel more like that little stream than any kind of pushing action, right? It's almost as if the breath is moving you rather than your muscles. And if you find little pockets of tension along the way, can that little stream just move through with gentleness and self-acceptance, that path of least resistance. Maybe opening your wings and drawing your palms together. Good. One more like that. And then softening, returning, and receiving. I'll invite you, if you'd like to continue, to come onto your hands and knees. And just as we were doing seated, just finding that gentle rocking. This time there's a bit more range of motion in this shape. So we're just rocking the pelvis back and forth, then allowing your spine to respond. Coming out of any tendencies to freeze or get very still in response to the challenges of this human experience. So, this is a reminder that your body can be supple, your spine can be supple and responsive to the world, that you're enhancing a felt sense of flexibility, and that physical and physiological reminder can also sometimes enhance the flexibility of our emotional responses to the world and our mental capacity to be present with just a little bit more without going into that rigidity. So, one more like this, just breath and movement. And then an invitation to press back into child's pose. And child's pose can be very different for different people. You might want a bolster between your hips and your heels. You might want your knees together or your knees wide apart. You might want your palms forward or arms wrapped by your feet. So listening to how you want to make this shape yours. And then maybe rolling a little bit side to side across your forehead. You might even bring your hands in a little bit just to support you as you roll a little side to side. Again, we're not making anything happen, but just feeling that there is this softness in your neck and throat. You can use your hands to take some of the weight off of your head. And ideally, finding a sense of ease here rather than pushing into any edges. Beautiful. And then coming back up very slowly using your hands. And I'll invite your hips to the side and your feet in front. In this shape, for a moment here, just allowing yourself to feel what it's like to be in already what we would call a forward fold shape, right? Our legs are out front, even if we're not actively bringing the upper body over the legs. Even if we're sitting upright, we're already in that forward fold, that inward turn of awareness. This might be plenty. You might choose to increase that quality or sense of a forward fold by coming over your legs. And if in any way this creates discomfort in your low back, you have choices, right? You can bend through your knees, taking some of the tension out of the hamstrings, which might pull the low back. So we create more ease here. Again, might place a bolster or a pillow over your legs. And you might just start with finding the edge that, and then backing up so that you might feel, ooh, where do the low back muscles engage and how do I back away from that? So that we can enter into that effortless quality inside of a forward fold. Remembering that it's not about the physical posture. The forward fold is simply about what creates the optimal environment for you to go inward. And then slowly walking yourself up, bending your knees here, maybe scooching forward a little bit for space, and then softening yourself all the way down onto your mat or blanket, carpet, bed, right? You can do this anywhere. And invite a starting shape here with both knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. And just as we did seated and in tabletop, we're going to greet that supple spine in this shape. So you can begin to create a gentle rocking of your pelvis, maybe lifting up and rolling over the sacrum. And then a little movement back and forth. And your feet can sometimes assist with this so that you might even draw your heels back a little bit as you roll the pelvis down. And as you lift, you can press your feet down into the earth and even heels forward a little. So just being natural. Remember, there's nothing that we're trying to achieve, nothing that needs to be forced. You're really allowing this to feel good. And I notice in my body, it's kind of feeling like a yawn element, like or a sigh. Lovely. And then softening. One of my favorite variations of this is to walk the feet out to the edges of the mat. And in the most gentle form, letting the knees rock from side to side. And again, you can sense where there might be that first meeting of resistance. And for today's purposes, let that be the signal to back away, right? To move on to the other side. So we're not pushing into any resistance. We're just letting it inform us and moving around it in a way. So you might rock from side to side. Maybe your knees come down to the earth. It might roll you a little. You might stretch like a cat. Or I was watching a dog on the grass at the park yesterday, doing almost just this, just kind of rolling on its back in the grass. And it felt so good and it was so natural. Sometimes we even see horses rolling on their back, right? You might even take one leg off the ground, just letting this even feel a little playful in that effortless manner. Oh, good. One more side to side as it feels right for you. We'll meet back in center when you feel complete. And from that center place, an invitation to draw your right knee in towards your chest, and you can keep your left leg bent. Maybe that's where you want to stay. Perhaps you want to extend your left leg long. Maybe you use your hands and gently circle your right thigh, or maybe you settle into stillness. And then slowly bending into the left leg if it's straight. We'll switch sides by planting the right foot, maybe clasping around your left shin. You can stay right here. Right leg is bent. Maybe you extend your right leg long. And then the breath becomes that invitation. Softening. Lovely. We're going to re-bend into the right knee and maybe draw both knees in. Maybe bring both hands around the shins. This time, creating a little bit of a abdominal massage. It's created simply by the shape and the breath. And then when you're ready, and if you'd like, extending both legs long. Resting your arms by your sides. And using this Shavasana, this final resting shape, as an opportunity to draw your attention into the interior landscape of your body. I'll invite you to soften your eyes here, your ears, your jaw, lower teeth separating from the upper teeth. Feeling a sense of ease or lightness in the throat, across your chest, in your shoulders. Right arm and left arm, heavy and soft, open. Lower back is easeful, belly soft. Right leg, left leg, letting go. The effortless quality of being able to let go right here. Nothing to do, simply receiving this most gentle of practices. And you're welcome to stay here longer. And if you would like, and if you're ready, I'll invite one final transition in this practice, stretching your arms maybe overhead, maybe this cat stretch, one arm and the other, and the legs, and then bending the knees, an opportunity to roll to your side, perhaps pausing right here. And then using your hands to press back up, sitting. So coming into a seated shape, and a little invitation here as we close out this practice to create what sometimes we call the half smile, that soft smile. It's a slight turning up of the lips and the corners of the eyes. Internal, it's as if you're turning your smile in towards your own heart, like the sun just gets to shine in on you. And we'll turn that sunshine of the mind, like that loving smile, in towards you as well, with the phrase that offers loving kindness through the form of completely and fully accepting yourself in this moment, just as you are. Maybe saying to yourself, I completely and fully accept myself right now, just as I am. And as we come to close, maybe palm to palm in front of your heart or over your heart. And once again, I will offer out these words from our Zen poem of today. Like the little stream, making its way through the mossy crevices, I too turn clear and transparent. So there's my hope for you today, that you come away from this short practice that we've had together feeling clearer, more connected, and at ease.